get up in the evening and I ain't got nothing to say. I come home in the morning, I go to bed feeling the same way. I ain't nothing but tired. Yeah, I'm just tired and bored with myself. Hey there, baby, I could use just a little help. You can't start a fire. You can't start a fire without a spark. This gun's for hire, even if we're just dancing in the dark. Messages keep getting clearer. Radio's on and I'm moving round the place. I check my look in the mirror. Wanna change my clothes, my hair, my face, and I ain't getting nowhere. Yeah, I'm just living in a dump like this. There's something happening somewhere. Baby, I just know.
My name's Harriet, and that's been a problem all my life. When people hear a name, they make assumptions, you know? And Harriet makes me sound like I grew up in a home where we weren't allowed to watch television and nobody ever swore or drank or had any interesting scars. When you hear Harriet, you don't expect me to have a huge tattoo of a sword on my back or an arrest for shoplifting at a bottle store. And fair enough, I don't, but not because of my name, just because I'm not excited by swords and I've got a part-time job at a cafe, so if I need alcohol, I can get someone to buy it for me. My story starts with instant noodles and ends at a party, alone in a room with a view right out over the harbour.
Hi, I'm Ethan, and this is my story. I'm not going to start with how my dad died when I was 7, or the time me and my uncle went out fishing and the mist came in, or the mistake I made on Facebook. That means my nickname will forever be unzipped. Because, so what? You know? Everybody has stuff that's happened to them. But stories have to start somewhere, and mine starts with me not doing much at all. Just standing by the microwave, waiting for my noodles, and listening. I do a lot of listening. I'm shy, I suppose. When it comes to social situations, I have an acute sense of what might go wrong. Always have.
I'm Abby, and I have two best friends, Georgia and Harriet. Georgia's sort of hard-ass. She grew up on a farm and moved to the city when she was 11. That's when I met her. She already knew how to drive and shoot and tell a joke without ruining the ending. Harriet's a public transport using vegan who covers her mouth when she laughs out of politeness. You're not going to meet Georgia again. I just wanted to tell you about her. This story, my story, actually starts with Harriet. It was spell 4. She had study, I had stats, so we were both killing time in the F13 common room, talking about the school ball, which was only 3 weeks away.
Hi, I'm Louis, and I don't like to rush. I figure sometimes you're on time and sometimes you're not. Just the way life is. Last year, I had 162 days at school. I was late for exactly half of them, 50-50, it's basically random. But on this particular day my story started, I was in a hurry. You see, I'd gone uptown for lunch and realised I still had my friend Jeff's wallet and wanted to get it back to him before lunch started because finding Jeff during lunch is sort of impossible. So I was running, feeling silly and slowing to a fast walk, giving up on that, slowing to an amble, then running again to make up for it. And then it started raining.
It's raining.
Yeah.
Did I show you the photos of my ball dress?
Yeah.
Can I show you again?
Nah.
It's much greener in real life. It's actually greener in the photo too, but the shadow here in the background makes it look blue. It's an optical illusion.
Looks green to me.
Yeah, it's actually greener. Have you asked him yet?
I don't know, I want to go with him.
You have to go with someone.
You're allowed to go along.
How shameful is
I
that?
don't think it's at all...
He's listening.
What?
Guy by the microwave? He's listening.
You mean Ethan?
I'm not good with names.
He was in our form class in year 9.
He was smaller then. You know what this means, right?
Nothing.
Are you listening to us?
What?
Are you listening to us? Are you listening to what we're saying?
Be hard not to, you're sort of shouting at me.
Earlier. Were you listening to us earlier?
What was that? Sorry, hard to hear over the microwave. I was lying. Of course, that's what we do, right? We listen into people's conversations and we lie about it.
I'd noticed too, but I didn't want to make a big thing of it because it wasn't a thing. Abby has a way of making everything a thing.
I don't want to sound harsh, but the truth is Harriet can be too passive. She expects the world to come to her and then she sort of resents it when it doesn't. My date for the ball was Bailey. I sort of made it impossible for him not to ask me.
I ran straight out in front of the car, realised it was a police car, waved, hurtled over the front fence, cut around through the admin block, smiled at the officer, they like it when you smile, gunned across the tennis court, and by then I was completely soaked.
Luckily, the microwave beeped, so I turned back to my noodles and hoped that would be the end of it. Well, kind of hoped. Truth is, there was a reason I'd been listening.
They would have been perfect for each other. And I could have set it up in 30 seconds, but then my phone beeped. It was a message from Jet telling me I had to check out the photo of Bailey that Morgan had just posted.
Anything interesting?
Apparently Morgan's just posted it.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Jess, why would he...
Are you sure it's... Okay, yeah.
Okay, so this next bit's kind of my fault. You see, Jeff had discovered the missing wallet and thought Bailey had taken it as a joke, so Jeff repaid Bailey by posting a photo of Bailey kissing Jess at a party, which isn't exactly good news if you thought Bailey was taking you to the ball and your name isn't Jess. So Abby was in a mood, I was in a hurry, that's the basic problem.
It's alright. I don't like him, I just wanted to... You only get one ball. I just wanted it to be perfect.
That's the bell. Let's go to the mall. I'll buy you lunch.
No, it's alright. I got the dress made small as motivation. This is a fasting day.
Okay, fair enough.
We sit around getting older. There's a joke here somewhere and it's on me. Shake the world off my shoulders. Come on, baby, the laughs on me. Stay on the streets of this town. They'll be carving you up alright. They say you gotta stay hungry. Hey baby, I'm just about starving tonight. I'm dying for some action.
When you find yourself in a story like this, you start looking for reasons why it happened. You start thinking about all the little things that conspired to put you in that particular place, at that particular time, in that particular circumstance. It's easy to blame the universe. But actually, there are a million different ways to end up sitting alone in a room with a stranger. It's not the universe that needs changing.
I decided I need to make some changes. Confidence is funny like that. You can go from feeling bulletproof to fractured in a fraction of a second. I have put on weight recently. I know I have.
I joined the gym. Some days it felt like I was the only one in my year who hadn't. I rode for the school, so at first that was my excuse, getting in some extra reps, but the whole thing is kind of addictive.
I'm useless at remembering names. I try not to think about names too much because, you know, Harriet. I remembered Ethan's though, you will have noticed that. He started at the same gym as me the day after the noodle incident. Probably just a coincidence.
Got this mate Mark, he's become obsessed with the gym, like lifting heavy shit, grunting a lot. Now his whole life is supplements, protein shakes and those silly little singlets, the whole disaster. He said I should give it a go, I told him it was a waste of time. He said, just come along, just one morning, see how you like it.
By the next day, everybody was talking. I lied, told people I'd already dumped him before the photos were taken. Nobody believed me. I could tell by the way they were looking at me, they were feeling sorry for me. The obvious solution was to find somebody else, but once your confidence goes, it gets harder, you know?
Most mornings I get there just before 8, on the way to school. It's a popular time though, you often have to wait for the machines.
I was right, it was a complete waste of time. There were people on bikes, pedaling like bastards, going precisely nowhere.
Normally you ignore other people at the gym. That's kind of the rule. Some people are harder to ignore though.
So I just went and stood between two of them, just did nothing. Actually, they got a chopper, so you know, they're pedaling and I wasn't, and we're going exactly the same speed.
Are you waiting?
What?
You waiting for a bike? I think there's a spare one over there.
No.
Okay. It was the guy from the common room, the one who knocked me over, Louis. It was strange, right? Him just standing there. That had to mean something.
So that morning, I was on a bike and she came and sat down right next to me. I smiled and she smiled. I apologised again about the noodles.
I said it didn't matter.
It was a 30-minute session, so I had half an hour to think up some way of asking her to the ball.
I thought I'd just ask him to the ball. Look, it wasn't just a coincidence, right? Nobody just stands between exercycles sucking a lollipop. Who'd do that?
I had half an hour to get up the courage to ask him to the ball.
It's loud in the gym. There's music and grunting and the whirring of their wheels, and the instructor screaming stupid things at you in that perky upbeat voice that makes you feel real hatred.
There was an instructor yelling. Took me a while to realise she was yelling at me. It was a chop chop. She was not happy about the chop chop.
So I had to shout.
I was about to shout.
I was about to ask.
I'm out sorry and turned to the bin.
I didn't realise you turned away.
Here's a lovely smile, it made me brave.
Do you want to go to the ball with me?
Me?
Yeah, you, sure.
Okay.
Great. I'm Abby. That's Harriet, my friend.
Hi.
Yeah, I know. Damn.
Damn.
Like I said, nothing good ever happens at the gym.
So I ended up going to the ball with somebody I hardly knew.
By myself.
Everybody wants you. Everybody wants your love. I'd just like to make you mine, all mine. Na 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 now, baby, give it up, baby, give it up. Na 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 now, baby, give it up, baby, give it up.
I spent approximately $1,000 on the ball, which sounds like a ridiculous amount of money, but when you factor in
ball dress.
and the ticket,
And the hairdresser,
3 sessions at the sunbed,
which didn't really work, so I ended up getting a spray tan,
my dress was strapless, so I needed a new bra.
eyelash extensions,
Shoes.
a bunch of us went in for a limousine,
Then you get charged for the photographer that's on top of the ticket.
and the after party that was at this huge old place on the hill that they rent out. It wasn't cheap.
Alcohol, of course.
Uber to the after party,
$1,000 all up.
at least.
Easy.
I rented a suit, but from a costume hire place, it's cheaper. Came with this hat, looks sort of old school gangster.
I'm the same size as my uncle, so I borrowed one of his suits. He's a bit of an idiot, but he dresses well.
People get way more stressed out about balls than they need to.
Didn't cost me much at all.
Everybody sees you. Everybody looks and stares. I'd just like to make you mine, all mine. Na 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 now, baby, give it up, baby, give it up. Na 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 now, baby, give it up, baby, give it up. Give it up. Na 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 now, baby, give it up, baby, give it up. Na 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 now, baby, give it up, baby, give it up. Everybody wants
You're a good dancer.
I'm really not.
That's alright, neither am I.
Thank you for being polite, though.
That's okay. You meant to tell me I am a good dancer. By the way, you're supposed to contradict me. basically just said I'm a crap dancer.
You're not.
Too late now.
Okay. I was surprised when you asked me to the ball.
I kind of was too.
What?
Nothing.
Did I do something wrong?
No, of course not. Mike, just get water if you want anything.
I can buy you a water.
No need, I've got a bottle in my bag.
We weren't allowed bags.
Girls were?
That's not fair.
Yeah, real hard being a boy.
Sometimes it is. I saw the way she'd been looking at him. The way she'd been looking at him all night. It pisses me off the way girls are always saying they want men to be gentler and kinder and better listeners. Well, all my life I've been shy and attentive and respectful, and every time this is how it ends. With the girl looking at somebody else exactly the way she was looking at him. It's bullshit.
Oh, wow, thank you.
You know, I had more than I needed and you didn't, so socialism really.
So, you're the guy who always turns up at the right moment, hey?
Sorry?
You know, common room with the noodles, and the gym with the chubba chub, now the water bottles.
It's all about food and drink with me.
I was actually going to ask you.
Sorry?
Nah, it doesn't matter. You often go to that gym?
Just a one-time thing. Get a mate stop hassling me.
People shouldn't do that.
Do what?
Body shame.
Wasn't about my body.
I didn't think it was.
But you just said.
Yeah, I need to get better at thinking before I, you know.
Right. So, nice talking to you.
Yeah, thanks for the water.
No worries. Enjoy the ball.
How can I not? It hit me in that moment, this crushing realization that I wasn't one of the pretty ones. That guys would never really want me the way they wanted other girls. Then I looked across at Ethan and he smiled at me and I was relieved, you know? And puzzled that he could look at me like that and not be horrified.
Oh, hi. Harriet, right?
Ethan?
Got him one.
We both knew the names, right?
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it?
Funny, haha.
No, the other one.
Sorry, I'm not very good at this sort of thing.
I always assumed everybody else got a link sent to them showing how you behave in social situations, and I was left off the list.
I always assumed it was covered in school and I was homesick that day.
You like dancing?
Not very good at it.
It's not the same thing.
I think it probably is.
Shouldn't be.
What's one thing you're terrible at but love doing anyway?
That's a great question. Damn, that shouldn't be so hard to answer. What about you?
Maybe this conversation.
Wow.
So, how's it going over here?
Yeah, great. How about you?
Great, just great. Oh, last dance, come on, you owe me one more.
Okay. Cool, see you around then.
Of course, we're like best friends.
Last dance, and the ball's been good and not good, you know? Like, I love the music and people and hanging out with all the colour and good times, but I feel like there's this moment where I've stopped and the world just continues without me. Like, no one's noticed I've tapped out. It's that feeling of walking into a room full of people who all smile at you and know your name and still feeling alone. Nah, that's stupid.
So
how's it going?
Yeah, been
okay.
alright.
How about you?
So far, so good.
I think I might
Smell, you know, after the dancing. Do I smell?
No worse than the rest of us.
Not reassuring.
You going to the after party?
Of course. Why wouldn't I be?
Don't know,
you
might be tired or something.
Something wrong?
No, not at all. Living the dream.
Yeah, living the dream.
I'm driving in my car, I turn on the radio. I'm pulling you close, you just say no. You say you don't like it, but girl I know you're a liar. 'Cause when we kiss on fire, late at night, I'm taking you home.
The after party was going off. Everybody was there. Caleb tried to get me into a game of beer pong, but Mine's kind of shit.
I had this strange conversation with some guy called Justice. He was trying to explain why time wasn't real. It took me 20 minutes to work out he thought I was a girl from his physics class.
Took this first aid course at school. Not really what I'm into, but 12 easy credits. And then I know how to put Danielle in the recovery position.
It wouldn't be an after party without at least one teary-eyed breakup. And when it came to teary-eyed breakups, Jasmine was the queen.
And then Danielle started chasing Nate around the place, and nobody was too shy to stop him. In the end, they used a blanket.
That's Marcel. He's an exchange student. Nobody quite knows what to make of him.
At some point in the night, I realized I was missing a shoe. Don't know what happened there.
Once I ended up upstairs, the view from up there was crazy. It was so cool. Everyone seemed so happy.
It was a great night.
One you knew you'd remember forever.
Then I had to go to the bathroom.
And when I came back to the bedroom,
Everybody else had gone.
almost everyone.
Oh, where is everybody?
Lyra's got fireworks they've gone to watch.
But you haven't.
Just thought I'd wait for you.
Oh, thanks.
You're not coming?
Don't know.
You okay?
Yeah, it's nothing.
Okay.
Sorry, I just get so sick of all the noise. It's good to be able to talk, you know?
Yeah, I get that.
But you can go if you...
Nah. I'm good.
So, how was it?
What?
Night of the ball, Everybody talks about it for months, and it arrives, and it's...
Sort of crap?
Thank you.
No, I didn't mean.
I know.
Just $140 and what was that food, right?
Music was shit.
Didn't stop you dancing.
Hey, you don't have to sit that far away.
I'm good.
No. Come over here.
Why?
Just so I don't feel like there's something wrong with me.
There isn't.
When you say you saw me dancing, I still get so scared of that.
Scared of dancing?
Yeah.
Of what? Falling over?
It isn't funny.
I don't know if you'd seen yourself.
I was in year 8.
First dance I ever went to, my mother gave me the world's worst advice. She said, dance like nobody's watching.
Just let go. Enjoy yourself. It'll make you look confident.
People will be impressed. So I did. Went nuts.
And then at some point I realized I was all alone on the dance floor. Everybody else cleared out and was standing around in a big circle, laughing at me.
Never felt so humiliated,
That's awful. Sorry if before I...
No, you're fine.
You're awesome, actually.
You're a great listener. I mean,
Thanks for staying.
That's okay.
God, look at your hands.
What?
no, sorry, I don't mean there's anything wrong with them.
But you mean something?
Look,
Your ring finger and your long finger are the same length.
No, they're not.
pretty much. It means something. I can't remember what exactly.
Something
To do with testosterone levels?
Oh my god, look at this. Like I said, fireworks. That's gotta hurt.
God, you're beautiful. Sorry, did that make you uncomfortable?
But you are.
I think I'd like to go.
Did I say something wrong?
I want to go.
I honestly didn't mean to.
I feel so bad now.
It's not that
I know.
Sorry. It's just.
you know, it's silly. I'm really not comfortable with this.
Shit. Sorry.
I didn't mean that.
Honestly, you don't have to explain anything. I completely misread that. Do you want to go see the fireworks?
Yeah, that'd be good. Thank you.
Honestly, complete dick. My bad. Thanks.
Sorry,
It's okay.
I just...
It's fine. I get it. Everybody gets nervous. You are beautiful, by the way. I meant that.
What are you doing?
Just sick of other people.
I'm not sure I want to do this.
We never are.
I didn't want it to happen, but it did. And there's a word for that. You carry the memory of it, you know, and guilt. And yes, I know that makes no sense, but you carry it anyway. And shame. I found myself thinking, what did I do to make that happen? Was I sending out signals without knowing it? Was I too friendly? Is that a thing? Was it my fault for drinking? I wasn't drunk, but I'd been drinking. I couldn't face telling anyone because I knew they'd ask me, why didn't you just get out? It's not like he held me there, right? It's not like he forced me to stay. And I didn't leave, I just froze. I don't know how to describe it. Shut down, like it's your brain's way of numbing the pain. Not that numb. I was still frightened, but maybe not as frightened as if I'd done something, said something, made it real. How do you know he won't get angry or violent? And what are other people going to say when they find out? How are they going to treat you? And what about the way he'll say it happened? It's all out of your control and you're scared and confused, so you shut down. You know, I always sort of believed, sort of hoped that the first time I had sex would be something I wanted to do. That's not too much to ask, right? That shouldn't be too much to ask. I didn't want to be there. I never wanted that to happen.
I knew she didn't want to be there. I could see that she was frightened, but I pretended I couldn't. I kept telling myself she could leave if she wanted to, and she's still here. She hasn't left. And I wanted it. I really wanted it. My body really wanted it. And she didn't leave.
That can't be the rule. Saying she could have left but she didn't. That can't be the rule. Saying she could have said something, but she didn't. That can't be the rule. Saying she could have done something, but she didn't. That can't be the rule. There has to be another rule.
Two people, one room. Most of the time, that's the way it's going to be. You and someone else. And all of a sudden, you're in charge of keeping that person safe. That's what being an adult is all about. Being trusted to keep another person safe. If you're not old enough to control yourself, then you're not old enough to have sex. That's a good rule, I think. It's a better rule.
Well, late at night, I'm taking you home. I say I wanna stay. You say you wanna be alone. You say you don't love me, but you can't hide your desires. When we kiss, I'm fire. You got a hold on me right from the start, a grip so tight I couldn't tear it apart. Nerves all jumping, acting like a fool. Your kisses they burn, but your heart stays cool. Romeo and Juliet, Samson and Delilah. You can't bet their love they couldn't deny. Your words say split, but your words they a lie. When we kiss,